So I am currently about halfway through season 6 of Buffy, which is crazy. I feel like I just started watching, and for those of you who've been watching my reaction videos to that series, thank you so much. You can check out all of those videos on the Buffy playlist as well. And today I wanted to take a look back on the top 10 most memorable moments from Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 1. It's been crazy to look back considering so much has happened and where we are now. When it premiered in 1997, Buffy the Vampire Slayer quickly became a cult classic. The show centered around a teenage girl who was chosen to fight vampires, demons, and other supernatural forces. Each episode featured a unique blend of humor, comedy, and drama that kept viewers coming back for more. So here is a look at the top 10 moments from Buffy Season 1. When it premiered on March 7th, 1997, it quickly became a fan favorite, and after 7 seasons, the show came to an end in 2003. But what better way to celebrate its legacy than to look back at the best moments from season 1. So let's take a trip down memory lane and explore some of the show's most iconic scenes. Everyone loves a good throwback. That's why it's no surprise that Buffy the Vampire Slayer remains one of the most popular television shows of all time. For those who are fans of the show, here's a look back at some of the best moments from season 1. If you're a fan of the supernatural, you know all about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was one of the most popular TV shows from the 90s and has had a lasting impact on popular culture. While every season of Buffy is full of amazing moments, there are undoubtedly some that stand out more than others. So let's take a look at some of the best moments from season 1. Starting off at number 10, The Pack, my least favorite episode from that season, and only because of the ending. Sunnydale's high trip to the zoo turns into a bizarre possession when bullies and Xander take on hyena-like traits, symbolizing high school bullying. This episode ingeniously draws parallels between the demon world and the typical high school experience. The most terrifying part of this episode is Xander's behavior and while in hyena form and what happens to the principal in The Pack. Xander joins forces with his fellow possessed classmates as they go on wild rampages throughout town before Buffy manages to save them all. It's up to Buffy and her friends to figure out how to break the curse before it's too late. Navigating through its early years, Buffy struggled to find its true voice, and The Pack epitomizes this struggle. This episode's saving grace, the demise of Principal Flutie, paving the way for the stone-faced cynicism of Principal Snyder. Like I said, that's my least favorite episode of season 1. I know first seasons can be tricky. They're still trying to figure things out, and they had a short episode run for season 1 as well, but yeah, you can check out my reaction to that episode, and it's definitely not my favorite. But like I said, obviously the main takeaway is to see what happens to the character of Principal Flutie, and we know how important Principal Snyder role plays in future seasons. Number 9, The Puppet Show. A murderous ventriloquist dummy creates chaos during Sunnydale High's high school talent show, forcing Buffy and her friends to investigate who might have summoned him in order to prevent further destruction. Principal Flutie's demise ushers in the ominous Principal Snyder, who orchestrated a talent show with a creepy ventriloquist dummy. A murder mystery unfolds, bringing a sinister twist to the school's extracurricular activities. With only 12 episodes in season 1, this wasn't my favorite episode either, but like I said, they're still trying to figure it out, and it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I think in the realm of Buffy episodes, this one could have been better. But in the wild mix of Buffy's early monster escapades, the puppet show emerges, wrestling with an identity crisis. Is it aiming for humor, chills, or an odd tragedy? The answer remains as elusive as a vampire in the daylight. Set against the backdrop of the school's talent show, this episode takes the gang on a hunt for a deadly demon, only to unexpectedly join forces with an animated puppet housing the soul of a vengeance-seeking demon hunter. Number 8, Never Kill a Boy on the First Date. Buffy grapples with the challenges in balancing a teenage life and slaying. A seemingly ordinary date with Owen takes a dark turn when vampires attack, setting the stage for impending apocalyptic dangers. This episode doesn't just scratch the surface, it delves deep into one of Buffy's enduring themes, the intricate dance between love-struck teen life and the unrelenting responsibilities of the Slayer. Buffy, the Slayer, with a penchant for drama. However, the rendezvous takes a detour when Giles, her watcher, is thrust into peril, catapulting Buffy into rescue mode. The twist? Owen the date turns out to be an adrenaline enthusiast who tags along for the unexpected escapade. While on the surface it seems like your typical Slayer versus vampire showdown, Never Kill a Boy on the First Date masterfully flips the script, injecting just enough unpredictability to make Buffy's latest challenge a bitter pill to swallow. Embedded in the core of this episode is a theme that resonates from the moment till the series' final curtain call, the intricate interplay between love, danger, and the supernatural. Buffy's trials, often underscored in her attempt to have a normal life, are etched in the show's DNA. Number 7, Out of Mind, Out of Sight. Marcy turns invisible and terrorizes her peers, shedding light on the consequences of being overlooked. The episode explores the psychological impact of invisibility, blending science and supernatural elements. This episode features an invisible girl named Marcy Ross, who has been ignored by her peers for so long that she becomes invisible to them, literally. She begins wreaking havoc on those at school who have wronged her in some way or another, and it's up to Buffy to stop her before things get out of hand. In this fan-favorite episode, we meet Marcy Ross, an unpopular Sunnydale school where invisibility makes her literally invisible. It turns out she was cursed by Cordelia Chase, played by Charisma Carpenter, another popular school who was jealous of Marcy's intelligence. Out of Mind, Out of Sight might not be the epitome of subtlety, but it crafts a vivid and distinctive portrayal of the distinct torment faced by those bullied. Marcy takes the term invisible to a whole new level, and in a twisted turn, she exploits her unseen status to haunt Cordelia, the resident mean girl, blurring the lines between victim and antagonist. As Buffy and the gang embark on the quest to unveil her mystery, the episode clearly weaves classic high school tropes into a narrative tapestry. Number 6, The Witch. After being cast in the role of Juliet in Sunnydale's high school production of Romeo and Juliet, Cordelia becomes cursed by a witch who was rejected by the schools years earlier due to jealousy over Cordelia's beauty and popularity. It takes Buffy and Giles working together to figure out how to break the curse before it's too late. After facing off with vampires and demons, Buffy comes face to face with something completely different. A witch. We learn about witchcraft when Amy Madison, played by Elizabeth Ann Allen, casts a spell on the entire high school student body which causes them all to switch bodies temporarily, including Buffy herself. In the enchanted realm of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the 3rd episode, Witch, lays the groundwork for every subsequent Monster of the Week escapade. It unfolds the magical tapestry of the supernatural puzzle presented to the gang. Artfully entwined, deceptive red herrings and dark twists, the episode stands tall among the series icons, revealing the unsuspected depths of an aspiring cheerleader who, under Buffy's scrutiny, unveils layers beyond the pom-poms. Number 5, The Harvest. Continuing from the pilot, the gang learns about Buffy's destiny, delving into the origin of vampires and demons. A mission to save Jesse unfolds, leading to a chilling harvest ceremony and the revelation of the Master's sinister plans. It gives us our first glimpse into what kind of danger awaits our beloved characters in later seasons. This episode introduces us to one of the main antagonists in Season 1, the Master. He is an ancient vampire who has been trapped beneath Sunnydale and seeks to escape his prison by sacrificing humans on the lunar eclipse. As if that weren't enough tension, he also commands an army of vampires who serve him and do his bidding. In this episode, Buffy finally realizes that she is the chosen one tasked with saving her town from vampires, the epiphany that kickstarts her journey as the Slayer. After surviving her first vampire encounter in Welcome to the Hellmouth, Buffy teams up with her watcher, Giles, played by Anthony Stewart Head, and new friends Willow Rosenberg, played by Alyson Hannigan, and Xander Harris, played by Nicholas Brennan. As they prepare for the harvest, an ancient ritual where vampires will attempt to open the Hellmouth and unleash an army of demons on Sunnydale. Number 4, Nightmares. Strange occurrences plague Sunnydale as everyone's worst nightmare comes true, symbolic nightmares unfold, revealing deeper fears, and Buffy's father makes a brief appearance in this psychologically charged episode. Each character experiences their worst nightmares come true in this episode. Xander discovers he's invisible, Willow imagines being excluded from the group of her friends, Cordelia's fears becoming unpopular, Giles worries he's too old, and Buffy believes that she has failed everyone around her. In this episode, we are presented with unique situations where everyone's worst nightmare comes true. As usual, it's up to our top heroes, Buffy, Xander, Willow, and Giles, to figure out what's going on and to put a stop to it before anyone else gets hurt. This was definitely one of the most suspenseful episodes from Season 1 as we watched our favorite characters try their hardest not only to save themselves, but to save others from their personal nightmares. Number 3, Welcome to the Hellmouth. The pilot episode introduces viewers to the main characters and the series' premise. Buffy's move to Sunnydale becomes a battleground against vampires, demons, and dark forces, unveiling the town's ominous connection to the Hellmouth. These 2 episodes serve as an introduction into the world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where we meet all of our favorite characters such as Xander, Willow, Giles, and more. This episode sets up everything needed for future episodes. This is the very first episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and we get to see everything we would come to love about this show. We also get our first glimpse of what being the chosen one means for Buffy as she faces off against her first vampire. Welcome to the Hellmouth is an episode that started it all. In this iconic opener, we are introduced to Buffy Summers, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, an ordinary high school student who discovers she has been chosen by fate to be the Slayer, a vampire hunter. She must face off against evil forces such as vampires and demons in order to protect her town of Sunnydale from destruction. In the genesis of Buffy's saga lies the inaugural episode, Welcome to the Hellmouth, a concoction of the supernatural that deftly unravels the threads of Buffy's dual existence. The curtain rises with the classic bait and switch. As the narrative unfolds, the audience is seemingly introduced to the delightful quirks of Xander, wrapped in his enduring awkwardness, and the understated charm of Willow, whose shyness becomes a magnet for empathy. The exposition, a necessary evil in many premieres, is masterfully woven into the fabric of the storytelling, neither overwhelming or hastening the narrative pace. Welcome to the Hellmouth embraces the cheesiness with an unabashed grin, delving into the rich troves of genre tropes. Yet it intriguingly subverts these conventions to align with the show's unique cadence. It's a nod to traditional while carving out a distinct identity, ensuring Buffy's mythos is an ever-shifting landscape of surprise. Number 2, Angel. This episode marks the first time our heroes meet Angel, who will become an important part of their lives. You can check out my reaction to the Angel spin-off series on my channel as well. Angel is revealed to be a vampire with the soul, which raises some difficult questions about whether love can exist between 2 people so different. The enigmatic Angel's backstory unfolds, culminating in a shocking revelation during a seemingly perfect kiss. The episode delves into Angel's curse, adding layers to his character and marking a turning point in the narrative. As we unravel the layers of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 1, we stumble upon the groundbreaking addition to the vampire realm, the notion of a vampire graced with a soul. Among Buffy's ingenious twists, the revelation about Angel in this episode stands out as the most thrilling. Until now, Angel lingered in the shadows as a brooding enigma, his intentions cloaked in ambiguity. In this episode, the cryptic veil-shrouded Angel is lifted, exposing his past. Positioned as a potential love interest for the Slayer, the direct revelation of Angel's vampiric nature might seem a tad obvious now. Yet during the initial viewing, it's a narrative shock that sinks its teeth deep, ensuring your allegiance between Buffy's saga is in for the long haul. The plot takes a riveting turn as Angel's soul is laid bare, infusing the storyline with a new layer of complexity. Angel becomes an intimate and eerie narrative hook, embedded one of the earliest ingenious twists that reframes Buffy's world into shades of gray, far removed from the simplistic black and white dichotomies. Post-Angel, the Buffyverse undergoes a huge shift, setting the stage for a narrative landscape where conventions are shattered. This episode marks the turning point where Buffy's journey ventures into uncharted territories, and the mere notion of normal becomes a fleeting illusion. And coming in at number 1, Prophecy Girl. In the season finale, Buffy comes face to face with the Master, a powerful vampire prophesies to kill her, and learns she must accept her destiny if she wants to save her friends and stop him from destroying Sunnydale once and for all. In this episode, we learn that there is more than meets the eye when it comes to Buffy Summers. She is actually prophesied to be a great warrior against evil forces. This prophecy sets up much more than what happens throughout season 1, as we see just how powerful and capable Buffy really is when it comes time for her to fulfill her destiny as the Slayer. The Master's escape. This scene has become an iconic moment from season 1, mainly because it was so unexpected. After weeks of build-up, it seems like Buffy was just about to defeat the Master for good, but instead, just when it looks like she has won, he escapes right through her hands. It was a shocking twist that left viewers wondering what would happen next and eager to find out. In the season 1 finale, we finally get to see Buffy face off against her arch-nemesis, the Master, played by Mark Metcalf. This showdown is epic in both scope and emotion. In the end, Buffy prevails, but not without cost, as it serves as a great example of just how powerful she can be when pushed to her limits. These were some of my favorite moments from season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like I said, I'm just about halfway through season 6, so you can check out my reaction to all of those episodes on my channel as well. From meeting our beloved characters for the first time all the way through seeing them battle their worst fears during Nightmare, the show has had some memorable scenes that are still getting talked about today by fans everywhere. Whether you're a diehard fan or just getting into it now, there's no denying that season 1 was truly something special, especially when look back on these top 10 moments. Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 1 is full of exciting moments that keep viewers coming back for more and more every time they watch it. From meeting Angel for the first time to experiencing each character's worst nightmares come true, there are plenty of memorable scenes that truly make this show special, let alone having one of television's strongest female leads ever created. Whether you're watching Buffy for nostalgia or simply want to try something new, these 10 moments should be enough incentive for you to dive into the TV history's greatest series. Season 1 of Buffy truly delivered on its promise to be entertaining and action-packed from start to finish, with plenty of memorable moments along the way. It's no surprise that Buffy remains one of the most popular television shows of all time, and for those who are fans of the show, I hope you enjoyed this look back on season 1 of these top 10 episodes. With its mix of horror, comedy, and drama, there's something for everyone in the series, no matter what genre you prefer. I've become such a huge fan of Buffy. It's been 3 years I've been watching this show now, and it's going to be bittersweet when it ends for sure. I'm also watching Angel. You can check out those reaction videos as well, but it's just become such a big part of my channel, and I really, really enjoy the show, and it's been interesting to look back and see, you know, kind of how we started, and I think it would be a good show to rewatch. You know, I can see why people watch this episodes over and over and over, and why these would be favorite episodes, and it's just such a well done show, and I kind of wish I would have watched it at the time when it came out, but it's been so nice to share my first time watching experience with everybody. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.